God's foreknowledge or God's ability to advise us over the future. Where does it come from? How is it possible that God can guide you to face the future? How is it possible that God is able to guide you to face that which is unknown to you? Isaiah 46, verses 9 to 10 provides the answer. And God says here, remember the former things, those of long ago. I am God, and there is no other. I am God, and there is none like me. I make known the end from the beginning, from ancient times, what is still to come. Hey, this is a wonderful God. This is a wonderful being. Somebody who knows the whole future before that future becomes real to us. No wonder he says, I am different. There are many gods out there, but I'm a different God. Before I continue with this particular thought that we are looking at, I just want to point out certain things that really make God different from every one of us, and that makes him different from other gods. Number one, God is the creator. He has the ability to create. I don't know of any God that we can call God who can claim the same credentials of creating the planets that we see, the stars that we see, the people we see, the animals that we see, the flowers, vegetation, you name it. Everything was created by God. He is a creator. He is the creator. And creation makes him a different God. It separates him from gods that did not create. And another point, of course, is that God does not die. He is the only immortal being that you can ever think of. All other things are subject to mortality. They can die. If God wants them to die, they will. But whether God wants it or whether he does not want it, it is impossible for God to die. And because of that, God is different from other gods. And one thing that I also like is the fact that God is coming from everlasting. From everlasting to everlasting, thou art God. He has no beginning and he has no end. It's a very difficult process to try to understand, but that's the reality of the issue. We may not quantify it, we may not be able to measure it using our logical methods of trying to authenticate certain data, but this is what God claims to be. That is from everlasting to everlasting. And now, he also says, to add to that, he also says that he holds all knowledge. Knowledge of the future does not surprise him. God is not like he will think about the future. He will say, he will guess about what may happen in the future. He may suppose, I guess something may happen in the future. No, God knows it exactly like right now. And because he knows it like right now, God is able to guide us into the future as we move on a daily basis. There is information, there is some form of reality out there that our senses may not have experienced yet. And the fact that we have not experienced it does not make it wrong. It does not make it non-existent. Humanity is just a speck in the whole. The universe is too big to be understood by us. It's too big to be understood by all of us. It's too big. Our eyes have not seen everything. Our ears have not heard everything. Our hands have not touched everything. So we cannot bind ourselves to the laws of logic and be able to say, according to our experience, reality is this because we can feel it, we can sense it, we can observe it. There's a lot out there that we have not yet experienced, and yet it is real. We are not the only intelligent civilization in this whole universe. There are other planets out there. I don't know where they are. Their intelligence is out there than we have here on earth. You think of angels. Angels are beings that are also rational, that experience reality in their own way and have their own understanding in another way. And therefore, we cannot truly simply say, for as long as human beings don't know that, then it means it is not there. We need to be guided by God, who is all-knowing and upon whom all reality resides. Now, how do we embrace the unknown? How do we get to appreciate that which is unknown and be able to treat it as if we know it and be able to work with it and be able to respond to it better? We want to go to the experience of Noah. Like I said, he grew up in his time, possibly a few years after creation, and things started going wrong. And then God approached him with an assignment. And the assignment is based on a flood that is coming. These guys had never seen a flood in their lives. They had never seen a rain in their lives. And God comes to Noah and he gives him a warning. Hebrews chapter 11 and verses 7 says, by faith Noah, when warned about the things not yet seen, in holy fear built the ark to save his family. By faith he condemned the world and became heir of the righteousness that comes by faith. Noah grows at a time, like I've just said, rain is not familiar. Not familiar to him. He may be a man of God, but he had never seen rain in his life. Yes, water, he saw water. And he saw dew, wetting the ground and moisturizing the ground. And this is how things were growing those days. There was no thunder, no lightning, no rain, no storm, no nothing. You talk of rain, people don't know what you are talking about. And God says to Noah, I want you to build an ark. An ark is a big ship. And when you build this ark, I want you to find refuge in it because the earth is going to be destroyed by storms, by lightning, by floods. And Noah says, it's real. I'm going to prepare. I'm going to do something about this. But as he goes to his neighbors, as he goes to his friends, they don't understand what he's talking about. They cannot put any meaning to what he's talking about. They are not prepared to appreciate what he's talking about. To them, Noah is involved in mythology. For as long as we human beings don't know it, it's a myth. It's a myth. We have not seen it. We have not heard it. And don't try to impress us with myth. This thing does not exist. If you want to build that ark, go ahead and build it yourself. Build it with your own family. Because as far as we are concerned, we have never seen rain, and we don't even believe that there is any evidence that it is going to rain. So we have rational beings. We are all rational. And one of our temptations in life is not to want to believe anything cannot rationally process, that which we cannot logically process. And that board of knowledge, we just push it aside because we are not able to process it. And this was one of the major challenges that the people of Noah could have raised to Noah. That we don't know rain, we have never seen it, and it does not make sense to us. This is the challenge that preachers from the pulpit face time and again. Oh, you talk religion, you talk about things that we don't know. We talk about things that we may never experience and stuff like that. But let us look at Noah. Let's look at Noah, and Noah is in the very same shoes with these guys. They had never seen rain. Noah had never seen rain. They don't want to believe in what Noah is saying, but how does Noah process that which was unknown to him? Point number one. Noah's faith sees reality through the eyes of God. Noah says, I'm not so much worried about the rain, but I'm worried, I'm more concerned about the one who is giving me the information. The one who is giving me information is one person who can be trusted. I trust him, I believe him, so whatever he says is. Whatever God says is. Because God can be trusted. Faith admits that God knows what we do not know. And because of that, we are now able to hear God speak. And simply, without us processing, without us arguing, without us putting it to the test, faith simply says, if it is God who is speaking that, then that thing is so because God says so. I just want to state something that is very, very important to your experience and to my experience as people. And that relates to Christianity. Christianity is not a movement of irrational thinking. Many people would like to think so, but it's different. Christianity is led by faith. Faith which simply says, in God we find the reality. When God says it's real. Christianity is led by reason also. When the things of God are confirmed, we are then able to use that reasoning to presuppose that if it should happen again, and if God should promise again, and if God should say another statement again, we can believe it because what he said earlier on came out right. So God gained some credibility from our observation of what he does and how he acts. So we don't have to wait for evidence. We just want to hear God speak, and to us, if it is God who has said it, then that thing is real. Look at prophecy. I want to think that you are possibly a person who enjoys looking at research and then look at faith-based conclusions, evidence-based conclusions. You are impressed by empirical data, empirical evidence. I also do the same, and I think you do the same too. When you look at prophecy, God was just appealing to our sense of being empirical. God was interested in evidence-based conclusions when he gave Bible prophecy. In prophecy, God says something is going to happen. When he says something is going to happen, you accept it by faith. Because you cannot prove it, you can only consider it as real because it is being said by God. It is real. And he says it now, then it happens. Says it again, and then it happens. Says it again, and then it happens. At the end of the day, you are then able to say logically, when God promises, it happens. When God tells us that something is going to happen, surely it does happen. I look at prophecies around the children of Israel. Many times, God said, this is going to happen, and it happened exactly like that. They may have doubted it from the word go, but at the end of the day, God confirmed it. He said to Abraham, your children who sojourn in the land of Egypt for 400 years. That's exactly what happened. God said through Nebuchadnezzar, and as interpreted by Daniel, that there will be 4 world empires, Babylon, Medo-Persia, Greek, Rome, and then from there we'll have the 10 kingdoms of Europe, from Daniel chapter 2. Things happened exactly as God said they would. Do you want to take the history of Western civilization? What the book of Daniel reports is exactly what that history wrote about. So in other words, in prophecy we have knowledge of something before it happens. And then in research, we want to look at whether that thing was confirmed. And this is why I'm saying, in prophecy, we can use prophecy scientifically to conclude on how to deal with God. That when God promises something, it does come to pass. So it is very important as you sit there and as you watch this particular program to know that the Bible-based faith is not just a whim of irrational thinking. We are responding to a reality that God knows in advance, and He gives it to us, and we accept it. And within some reasonable time and at God's own time, that reality gets confirmed. And when it is confirmed, it becomes evidence. It becomes evidence, it becomes logical, and we can use it to deal with God in future cases. The next thing that I would like to bring out here is the fact that because we believe in God, we trust God, and that the statement that God makes in terms of prophets can be tested and can be tried, and they always come true, we want to take God at His word even in other areas. Then we are able to say, when God says it, it is so because God can be trusted. And finally, on this point, I'd like to say that when you then take reality as it is in God, and then you take God at His word, and then you are able to fashion your life, you are able to respond to the realities that as God sees them and respond them positively, proactively. You are able to use that information to fashion your life, to conduct yourself in a particular way, because what God has given us is already considered by you as true and as real. In your mind, it's already empirical. You don't need any other evidence. The only evidence that you need is it God who is saying it. What do I want you to do now, or what am I expecting you to do at this point in time? Put your trust in God. Put your trust in God. Don't take God for granted. God can be trusted. God is real. God is real, and the things that God says are real, even though we do not kind of experience them right now, even though we may not be able to sense them right now. Those things are real because God is a reality, and He knows things that we do not know ourselves. Have confidence in God. Put your confidence in God, because God can be trusted. Do not wait until you have known everything about God in order to respond to Him. There are a lot of people out there throughout history who just got a glimpse of God and were able to trust Him, and it made a difference in their lives. Look at Noah. Look at Noah. How he was able to be proactive to his situation. He did not say, I'll wait for the rain. When the rain comes, then I'll believe. He did not say that. God says it's going to rain, there's going to be a flood, and Noah says it is true because it is God who is saying so. And he begins to build. 120 years. What a test. What a test. What an experience to be tested. First year, Noah could have said, hey, do you think it's going to rain? Second year, Noah could have said, is it going to rain? Third year, 10th year, 50 years, 75 years, there's no rain. 100 years, there is no rain. But what kept Noah going is not so much the timetable of the rain, but it was so much the statement of God. God speaks in real terms. Rain is going to come, whether it takes 120 years, or whether it is going to take 90 years, or it's going to take 15 days. Noah simply says, my friend, take God at His word. Whatever He tells us, that is a reality. Reality is not manufactured by human beings. Reality is manufactured by God. God is the one who knows what a reality is. And when He says it, we better respond to it proactively. It will save our lives. If Noah had chosen to doubt like anybody else, he was going to be destroyed like anybody else. But he chose to make a difference during his time. He chose to trust God. He chose to believe in God. Much as I'm asking you, this particular day and this particular hour, I'm soliciting you, I'm appealing to you. Don't make life so difficult for yourself. Don't tell yourself that scientists are the ones that are going to tell me what is real. Don't tell me that scholars are the ones who are going to tell us that which is real. How many times have we reversed knowledge? Many years, scientists say this is like this, and today scientists look at that and say, no, it is not like that. There was an error in observation. There was an error in this. We keep revisiting our knowledge. We keep adjusting it. We keep changing it. We keep refocusing on it. We keep improving it. Because the more we get in the future and the more we study, the more we realize that what we thought was knowledge is not knowledge at all. We missed it somewhere. But God does not improve in terms of his wisdom. He does not improve in terms of what he knows. God is God and he can be trusted. So if we respond to him proactively and trust his knowledge and the reality that he gives us, it will save our lives. What happens at the end of the day? What happens at the end of the day is God comes out right. And you want him to come out right when you are on the right side, not when you have lost it and it's now too late to respond to his reality. When the rain came during Noah's time, it was too late to do anything about it. They waited for rain, they doubted the rain, but when the rain came, they were not able to be saved. I want to thank God for taking your time to listen, and I believe that this information that we have given you will make a difference in your life. May God bless you as you take God at his word, because God is real and his statements are reality.
Now unto thee